They never stay in one place, do they? Don't know why she'd come back here, though. Derpy? Derpy, you around?
Perhaps she relocated to the TARDIS to acquire something she forgot.
What could she have possibly forgotten?
Method of payment, perhaps?
She should have more than enough to get herself something nice at the shops. I made absolutely sure of it. Derpy? Hello? He's not here either.
It's a possibility that she consumed something that didn't agree with her appetite. She could be occupied in a bathroom stall.
Good of a guess as any, I suppose. Come on, we'll double back. Ah, hear that? That must be her. Come on. Derpy, where have you been? We've been worried
Oh.
Oh?
Ah, I take it you found our anonymous correspondent. Correspondence.
It seems more like they found me.
Greetings and salutations?
Sorry, we were...
Looking for some pony else. These two are not related to our correspondent after all.
Well, no, but we...
You aren't even locals, tourists from the looks of it. Just recently visited Manhattan and came here to Baltimore on what is essentially a travel binge.
Well, excuse you, Mr. Impressive, but that doesn't matter right now. We are trying to find a friend.
A young mare, I presume?
Yes, but how did you know that?
Alright, I give up. How could you know that?
I didn't, but that confirmation settled it. He keeps fidgeting, he's urgent and seems protective. This missing friend is presumably fragile and certainly shouldn't be lost in Baltimore of all places. She's likely a mare or a child.
Yes? Okay. So what made you figure mare then?
She gave you that tie, didn't she?
Yes?
I thought as much. You're constantly glancing at it and adjusting it. You keep it as a momentous trinket. I imagine you haven't changed out of the thing in weeks, considering the wear and tear of it.
Oh, I see. A tie would be an unusual gift from a child, and with a color like that, it has doting mare written all over it.
Exactly my point. It was a simple deduction. All I need then was the process of elimination.
Okay, shut up! Yes, she's lost, yes, we're worried, and you blabbering on about it only wastes time while she's God knows where, so enough with you deducing or whatever... Deducing? No, you've gotta be joking.
Doctor, what's wrong?
It can't be, there's just no way! Are you the amazing, fantastical consultant detective Sherlock Holmes?
Hemlock stones, actually. And this is my companion, June Saffron. We're here to investigate a concerning number of missing ponies. I am not usually one to take simple missing pony cases, as I find them to be trivial and fruitless. In large cities like Baltimore and Manhattan, even more so, seeing as they are a dime a dozen and frequently end in a wild goose chase.
So why the exception?
I was getting to that. You see, I've been receiving an array of anonymous letters regarding a series of disappearances in one particular area of Baltimore, the Bakerbell Estates. At first I waved them off as conspiracy and superstition. The letters were often vague. There were a lot of old legends and myths about the area, which any logical pony would conclude in nothing more than the typical hogwash fed to potential tourists. But the letters kept coming, each more urgent than the last, asking for my aid. This letter here is what changed my mind. It was delivered just last week, and gave the name of a pony who had not been reported missing until 3 days after I read it. Stranger still, that pony had been seen by friends and family up until that point.
So, whoever was sending those letters knew what was going to happen.
Exactly. And this information was a risk. Look here, at the bottom.
I have little choice left. Time is short. I cannot hide any longer. Come meet me in front of the yellow Bakerbell warehouse on Thursday at 6 p.m. precisely. I will tell you everything. Yellow warehouse.
Yes, that's why we're here now.
Whoever wrote this letter was taking an incredible risk. I believe their life was in danger, and this was their cry for help. The chain of disappearances have motive behind them, one that is serious enough to put a pony's life in danger for knowing about it. Now, the reason I am divulging this information to you is out of the utmost urgency, because I believe your friend may have just become a part of this case.
Well, what? You... you can't be serious.
I'm afraid this is very serious. Tell me the details of her last whereabouts.
This really isn't funny, you know.
Frankly, I am insulted you think I would make a joke of this. Now, are you going to cooperate, or are you going to continue and delay with your smiling...
What he means to say is, we just want to help you find your friend. If you could tell us what happened, we'll do our best.
I thought that was fairly well established.
At least try to be a little more understanding. He's worried about her.
All right. Well, Tick Tock and I came here to Bakerbell's with our friend Ditzy because she spoke fondly of their famous pastries and candies.
My mom used to order cookies from me sometimes because they were so good. I always wanted to go there to try some of their pastries fresh out of the bakery, but I never had the chance to go. Plus, they have factory tours, which I'm sure Tick Tock would love. Really pretty gardens, some fun gift shops for the doctor, and at the end of the day, we can go to the Belle Cafe for some tasty dinner. Ooh, and then maybe at night we can look for the spooky werewolf that's said to prowl around the Bakerbell orchards.
You had me at factory.
You had me at werewolf.
After we all partook in some sweets at the bakery, we agreed to separate and indulge in what Baker's Belle had to offer at our own leisure.
Oh, I can't wait to see the gardens. I hear they grow all sorts of pretty hybrid flowers there.
I am quite ecstatic to go on 3 factory tours.
Really? I mean, it's hard to tell.
Oh, Doctor, you're so silly. Just look in his eyes. You can tell he's jumping and dancing with excitement on the inside.
Correct.
I really can't. Anyways, I have gift shops to visit and random ponies to poke about werewolves.
Hold on. Don't forget we're all meeting back at 5:30 for the Belle Cafe.
As you can guess, 5:30 came around, but Ditzy never did.
The doctor was a little late, but I was adamant on being on time. I didn't see her anywhere.
It's been 20 minutes. You don't think she went into the cafe already, do you?
I would have seen her go in, and I doubt she would make us wait outside like this.
We'll just have to look around then. Maybe she lost track of time. And here we are now. We were about to head back and continue looking for her.
If you don't mind, Miss Saffron and I shall accompany you.
But what about our mystery contact? Shouldn't we wait for them?
No, because right now as it stands, 2 ponies have gone missing on precisely the same day.
Look, we really shouldn't jump to conclusions like that. She could have just gotten lost or got held up by something. And how do you know a second pony is missing?
The letter writer made it very clear that this situation is dire. I don't believe one would be late to a meeting of such urgency. In fact, I would imagine they would be here early. It's past 6.
Still, I mean, isn't it a little bit drastic to
2
think...
ponies happen to be absent at around the same time when a string of missing pony cases is currently in question. I am not taking chances, and if we find them, there will be one less thing to be concerned over. Understand?
Yes.
Still no sign of her in the cafe. The hostess didn't see her come in either.
Oh, Ditzy, where could you be?
You mentioned she was interested in the gardens, correct?
Yes, we were going to look there next if she wasn't here.
Right. Let's go.
Well, he doesn't waste any time, does he?
Hey, I know his methods might seem a little cold, but I promise your friend is in good hooves if he's on the case.
I don't doubt that, but I shouldn't have lost her in the first place.
It isn't your fault, Doctor. None of us could have known.
So you're a doctor. If you don't mind me asking, what's your practice?
Oh, just dabble in everything here and there, really.
I see.
If you're wondering, no, he is not a medical doctor. He would have better hygiene and his gait is awkward and clumsy. He's nearly tripped over his forelegs 17 times on the way here and covers it up by picking up his pace momentarily. Considering the importance of steady hooves for an earth pony in the medical profession, one can rule it out easily. He's more likely a young and ambitious researcher and uses the doctor title to feel important and respectable.
Well, no one was asking you, were they?
No, but I just saved you a lot of time.
Excuse me a moment, Doctor Tick Tock.
No problem.
Have at him!
Hemlock, this isn't about passing the time.
Really? Because I find all these unnecessary formalities and attempts at connecting with your previous career to be...
That pony is worried sick for his friend, and I am trying to help him relax. This has nothing to do with me or my life choices, so I would appreciate it if you would let me talk with him like any normal pony would.
Carry on, then.
Thank you. Sorry about that. Hemlock's a little invested in the case. He means well, he's just not good at showing it.
Ah, classic Holmes.
Sorry, but what do houses have to do with it?
Oh, never mind. He was right, though. I am a traveling researcher. Not much else to add on to that, really.
Told you I saved you a lot of time.
Just how big is this garden?
The Bakerbell Estate prides on its orchard and gardens. Many botanical achievements stemmed from these very gardens. Even Greythorn Menthol had roots in this place, which inspired his genetic study of pea plants.
How fascinating.
Nope. I can't do it. Sorry, Jab. Ship's going down.
Is your doctor friend all right?
I can assuredly say no.
That isn't fair. That was 3 in a row. 3 strikes. That was dirty. Oof. Ow.
There's a fine example of that clumsy hoofwork I mentioned earlier. I might have expected a chortle at most, but I can't see why any pony would be howling like a lunatic at such low-tier wordplay.
Speaking of howling...
It's no secret that the fauna here is also expansive.
Ugh, do you just say words to be obvious all the time? Something tripped me for your information, and it wasn't my own hooves.
It appears to be a pair.
It just had to be a pair. Ew, and what's worse, someone was eating it.
Doctor, was this mare friend of yours by any chance a Grey Pegasus?
Yes, how?
Then these feathers must belong to her. There aren't many, but they are distinctly equine.
So the pair was hers then?
She knows how against green fruits I am. She wouldn't dare. Besides, she never wastes food. Ditzy? Ditzy, are you there?
The pear orchard is just up ahead. It must be where she came from, right? Is it just me? Or... are those claw marks on those trees?
Oh no.
Let's go, quickly. Ditzy, can you hear me? Ditzy! Oof!
If you're going to keep tripping over evidence, you could at least be courteous enough to wear hoof covers.
Not in the mood, Shamrock. And what do you mean, evidence?
It's Hemlock. If you just took a mere moment to look, you'd notice the sizable paw print you stumbled over, Doctor.
Well, I'll be.
That's just one piece of the puzzle. Look to your left.
Hey, what is this mess? There's glass and jam everywhere.
This dress here. It's torn to shreds. There's some blood. Not much, though. But where's the pony who was attacked? And who exactly was it?
Ditzy didn't have a dress like that.
This wasn't a Pegasus either. She was an upper-class unicorn.
Pardon, but how could you tell?
Hoof prints. Observe.
Cloven. Like a deer's. But my hooves aren't cloven.
No. But there are some unicorn families who keep their bloodlines pure and have inherited the trait from their ancestors. Usually, these unicorns are of a higher status.
Usually. But you can't be 100% certain.
Never mind that. Just look where the earth is disturbed there. She was dragged off for a way and then carried.
So what did it then? Do you think... the werewolf?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. That's what they want you to think.
They?
Her captor, obviously. Everything is much too uniform to be a wild attack, and the area is hardly disturbed. This appears to be haphazard damage for the sake of damage. A clumsy sham of destruction, if you will.
How can you tell?
Look at this dress here. It's all torn up, but the whole dress is still here. Now, when would she, or a werewolf, have time to remove her dress? It wasn't even torn with claws or teeth. It was just torn up to look like there was a violent attack. If this really were a werewolf attack, then where's all the blood? Surely with the dress in such tatters, whoever was attacked would be here too.
You know, I couldn't help but notice something strange, too. All these jars were broken,
She was carrying a basket of fruit preserves and dropped them. I hardly see how that's strange.
No, I mean, all of the jars are broken. That just seems unlikely if they were dropped. Someone must have taken them out. They broke every single one of them against this tree. It looks like they were thrown one after the other against the trunk. See?
Decent deductive reasoning, Saffron.
Thanks. I guess.
This seems like something that would take a substantial amount of effort and a lot of time to stage.
Why go through all that trouble? Why not simply kidnap her?
Well, that would mean someone really wants this werewolf business to be taken seriously. Oh, this marmalade is amazing!
Did he just lick?
It's something he does. Just trust me on this one. It's a process.
Don't I know it?
First you trip on evidence, then you contaminate it further with your saliva. It's as if you want to pin yourself as a kidnapper.
Don't be ridiculous. No one's checking the jam. Hold on. I'm getting something past the peaches and sugared apple vinegar. Oh, salt? Yes. Wait, no, there's something else. What herb is that? I've never...
Back to the matter at Hoof.
Someone's there! Show yourself or I'll have a mind to!
Whoa! Mercy, it wasn't me, I swear.
Ha! A likely story. What do you really know?
Look, I don't know anything. Honest, I was just...
Just what?
Ah! I was just getting my camera. I dropped it when the werewolf...
There is no werewolf. We don't have time for tall tales, and it would be appreciated if you gave us the utmost honesty.
You're not police officers, are you?
Private investigator. The others are just tag-alongs.
Excuse you, I'm an investigator of sorts too.
Yes, the sort that's in poor quality.
You take that back, you.
Oh, both of you just stop, would you? Look at him. He's obviously terrified. Just let me handle this.
Very well. You do have a way with others that I don't particularly have the patience for.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look around for any signs of Derpy.
Fine, just hurry up, would you? I'm on to you, Buster.
I had nothing to do with this. Honest to Olympia.
We just want to know what you saw here, alright?
Okay, well, I didn't actually see a werewolf, but I heard it, and it chased after me.
Can you start from the beginning? What were you doing with a camera out here?
Oh boy. My name's Scribble Scoop. I'm a reporter. Of sorts, kinda. I mean, I only do hotspot reviews right now, but someday...
Just get on with it.
Right, sorry. Anyways, I was just walking through the gardens when I spotted Hazel Bakerbell herself.
Hazel Bakerbell?
She and her brother Basil are the heirs to the Bakerbell Estates. They come from a long line of paint ponies. Very prestigious. That explains some things.
Yes, exactly. No pony's ever seen the Bakerbells out and about before. It was a rare opportunity. I wanted to get an interview with her, so I followed her and may have snapped a few photos without her knowing.
So you were stalking her?
What? No, that's my job. I wasn't...
Never mind that. What happened next?
Well, see, there was this terrifying howl that rang out through the trees, followed by ghostly growling sounds.
What do ghostly growling sounds even sound like?
You know, like growls, but spookier? Look, they were just ghostly, okay? I don't know how to explain it.
Then what?
Well, it jumped out at me, so I flashed my camera right away to blind it. Then I ran as fast as I could, but I tripped and dropped my camera, and that's when I heard her screaming. I was just so scared, I just kept running without looking back.
You left some poor innocent girl to be attacked?
I didn't mean to! Look, I was going to go get the authorities, I swear. But when I realized I dropped my camera, I had to come back for it. This could be the scoop of a lifetime.
Getting your big scoop was more important than the life of
That's
another
not
pony?
Oh, look! I...
Doctor, calm down. Scribble, it's okay. You were scared and you weren't thinking.
I'll say you wasn't thinking.
Oh, do control yourself. You're being irrational.
Oh, I'll show you irrational.
Cut it out! Both of you.
Why am I included?
Because you keep engaging him. Now focus. Scribble, was it?
Yeah, that's me.
You're sure that's everything? You didn't actually see the werewolf chasing you?
The camera flash kind of blinded me temporarily, so no, I couldn't really see it. I could barely even see where I was going. I was coming back for my camera, and when you showed up, I hid in the bushes because I didn't want any pony thinking I did it. Or, getting the story before me.
Oh, heaven forbid you miss your big story.
Okay, so I was being a huge jerk, but you don't understand what it's like back at the office. No one takes me seriously. Look, I never get to report on anything interesting, and I was just desperate for a big break. I'm sorry, alright?
You better be.
I really am. Truly, I am. You gotta believe me.
I'll let it slide. For now.
Now that you've had your dose of justice, Doctor, we can finally ask the most important question. Where is Hazel Bakerbell now?
If it really was a Bakerbell werewolf that got her, we'll never see her again. It's just another tragedy in the Bakerbell family's dark history.
Wrong answer. Unless we find a body, I won't consider her lost forever. And I highly doubt this was done by a werewolf.
Hello? The claw marks? The paw prints?
All staged. You can see rust marks on the bark of the trees. It wasn't animal claws that made these gashes.
Okay, smart guy, but what about the howling and the chasing?
Any pony can train a large dog or mimic one with practice.
Hold on. Look, my camera. I took a picture of it.
That's right, he snapped a picture of whatever attacked him. Maybe that will reveal whatever or whoever attacked Hazel.
There's just one itsy problem.
And what's that?
My camera broke when I dropped it. And it'll take a while for the pictures to develop in it. If they're even still intact.
Perhaps I could be of assistance.
Don't sneak up on me like that.
My apologies. I didn't want to interrupt. I found one of Derpy's feathers, and some more evidence of dragging not too far from here. Whatever was here before must have taken her as well.
We've got to find them.
Well, I overheard that this camera device was broken. I'm certain that if I were to look at it, I could repair it quickly and efficiently.
Ah, good idea, Tick Tock. How long would that take?
Can I see it?
Okay, but be careful with it. This camera is my life. You got that?
Not to worry. I understand the importance of gadgets. This doesn't seem too difficult. I'd need maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, to get it back in full working condition.
But what can we do in the meantime? We can't wait that long.
False play. I have a notion that the missing Hazel is the very same anonymous contact I was receiving letters from. Her status with her family and the estate is more than enough reason to keep her identity a secret, and I can see a motive in making her disappear for exposing something some pony doesn't want her to. I'll look into the Bakerbell family and estate, and you occupy yourselves with something else. June, you will accompany them to keep them occupied.
What? How dare you?
Excuse me, I need to handle this. Hemlock, can we talk?
Certainly. I had no doubts that you would object.
Object? Of course I object. I am your companion. That doesn't mean you can just order me from place to place without my say-so.
June, in order to progress, we need to further investigate what information we've been given.
Yes, so why do I suddenly need to be reduced to being a distraction?
This doctor, if he's not watched, he will most certainly make himself an obstacle on this case. Do you not agree?
Well, I guess I can't deny that, but...
I also need you to find out what you can about the Bakerbell family. Ask workers, shopkeepers. Any number of them may have worked with the family directly. You can allow the doctor to play with his ridiculous werewolf theory at the same time.
There is no convincing you otherwise, is there?
I'm afraid not. No.
All right, fine. But don't make a habit of this.
I'm not some child that needs to be babysat.
Actually, Doctor, since I'll be busy with the camera, it wouldn't hurt if you and Miss Saffron investigated.
Yoo-hoo! Hello! Hi! What about me? Can I do something?
If you can get the film out of the camera, get those pictures developed as soon as you can.
Yes, boss! Film out of the camera, for sure! We get the film out of the camera. We can do.
So are we all agreed then?
Yes, but where do we meet up?
Might I recommend back at the warehouse?
That sounds like a good plan to me.
Then it's decided. Now let us make haste.
Yes, let's. Avante! So, Scooper, or whatever. Before you skedaddle off, why don't you tell me a bit more about this Bakerbell curse?
It's Scoop. And I don't know a whole lot. I came to report on the amazing food here. Most of the tourists here probably know more than I do. All I know is they were supposedly cursed by gypsy werewolves over 300 years ago.
And that's a fact?
I don't know, that's just what the legend says. Whatever sells in the gift shops, you know. But now I'm not so sure it's just a legend anymore.
Not only are they rich, the Bakerbells are also a paint family.
Paints? You mean like the splotchy fur pattern?
It's more than just a fur pattern. It's in their lineage. There's a big difference between a pinto and a paint, and that's all dependent on your bloodline. Paint pony families take their genes very seriously. They try to keep within their own breed and often look down on non-paints. The Bakerbells, for example, are all unicorns.
Well, they sound like a cheerful, friendly bunch.
No pony really knows what they're like. Aside from them doing business, they're never really outside their manor.
What a miserable existence if they don't even leave their own home to show off these so-called pure traits of theirs.
It wasn't always like that. I heard they used to mingle with other ponies all the time. But now there's only like a hoofful of Bakerbells left. I think there are only like 5 or 6 ponies actually living in that place now. If there really is a curse, did a pretty good job of getting rid of most of them.
But we don't know for sure yet. So before we jump to any conclusions, let's ask around.
The longer we take, the higher risk of something happening to Ditzy and Hazel.
I understand that. But Hemlock is looking into it. And, well, yes, he seems heartless at times. He knows what he's doing.
I know he's brilliant, I know that. But so am I. I'm very clever, and yet I can't make heads or tails of any of this.
Then use that cleverness to find out as much as we can here and now. We'll put it all together, and I'm sure we'll find something.
You don't know that.
But you believe that too, don't you?
I don't have a choice. All right, Scribble, you go get that film developed and find Tick Tock at the Yellow Warehouse. We'll take it from here.
Right away, boss. Yep, I won't let you down.
So, where to next?
Whatever sells, remember? Seems like whoever is in charge of the gift shop might know a thing or two about this legend.
It's as good a place to start as any.
Hello?
Is he seriously sleeping on the job?
Oh, what? Who's asleep? Who said anything about being asleep?
Never mind.
Greetings, shopkeep. I was hoping you could tell me more about the Bakerbell curse.
Werewolf. It's jam. Buy our jam for just 5 is 19.
Jam? What's jam got to do with it? Hey!
4 bits a jar. You can't get these fruit preserves anywhere else, but it's an old Bakerbell recipe with a secret ingredient that makes them irresistible. So buy while you can, and you'll be werewolf free.
No, tell me more about the legend!
Oh, it's said 300 years ago that the Bakerbells built their estate on cursed land that once belonged to gypsy werewolves. The ghosts of the werewolves haunt at night and howl when they're on the hunt for another Bakerbell. No Bakerbells ever escape a curse.
But what is the curse? Why are they cursed? Is there a way to stop it?
Oh, go away, would you? I've had enough nightmares about it all week, and I just want some sleep. Buy something or get out.
Talk about customer service. Yeesh. Fine, I'll buy some... what's this? Apple butter?
Yep. Made right here at the Estates. Nothing else like it. 4 bits.
Here, if you don't mind, we'll just look around a bit.
Thank you, Connor.
Okay then.
Werewolf keychains, werewolf bobbleheads, werewolf necklaces, werewolf tote bags. Wow, they even have werewolf snow globes with red flakes. Ooh, look at this shirt. Werewolf, werewolf. Ah, that's a classic.
No wonder he's been having nightmares about it. It's everywhere.
I'm tempted to get this how you doing hat.
We're supposed to be investigating right now?
Maybe another time then. These preserves really are delicious. Derpy was right about this company's products.
Aren't you supposed to be helping me? Why did you need 12 jars of preserves, apple butter, and half a dozen muffins?
Oh, testing purposes. And really, I needed a bit of a snack. These are fantastic, just the right mix of sweet, tart, and salty.
Just keep up. We should ask other patrons and tourists if they've seen anything unusual today. There, at that cafe. There are a few ponies we can talk to.
All right, just a tiff.
Okay, June. If you can handle Hemlock, you can handle this guy. Excuse us. I hope you don't mind, but...
Good afternoon. I and my assistant here are researching the Bakerbell legend, and we were wondering, has any pony seen or heard anything strange lately? Howls in the night? A snarling face in a window? Stuff like that? Oof, what was that for?
What are you doing?
Investigating.
Do you know nothing of subtlety?
I do. I'm just direct.
There's being direct and being an overexcited puppy. Let me handle this.
You two done having your little domestic?
No, we weren't.
Look, we know about the story, but honestly, we're just here for the cakes.
It was pretty disappointing, actually, not seeing a werewolf. But hey, at least the tea was tasty.
That help either of you? We're all pretty tired, so we don't have much.
Yes, it does. Sorry to have intruded.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
That's what happens when you interrupt Pony's meals with a million questions at once.
They're tourists. They're supposed to be excited about those things.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Were we bothering you?
Not really, no. I just overheard your interest in the werewolf legend. Have you two been hearing the howling then?
The howling?
We did hear something howling earlier.
Well, as a mystery enthusiast, I had to come see the manor for myself. I just came from a stay at Hollow Shades to check out the Headless Horse, and now it's on to werewolves. I've been staying here for 3 days now, and I keep hearing howls coming from the manor. Doesn't sound like any wolves I've ever heard. It's been keeping me up at night, honestly.
Say, do you mind if we sit here?
Sure, why not?
So what do you know about the legend? I've never been here before. All I know is the werewolf curse to the family that owns everything here.
Well, the story starts with Blueberry Bakerbell, a wealthy stallion who was looking for a good land to build his home. The land he wanted was occupied by a family of gypsies, and he was able to make a deal with them to share the land. But one night, it was discovered that the gypsies were werewolves. Without warning, Mr. Bakerbell had brought in his friends to hunt them down. For his violence and treachery, anyone with the Bakerbell blood is cursed to one day be hunted to death by the werewolves. They all claim it's just tragic accidents and incidents, but ponies still whisper about it being the curse.
Sounds like a pretty unforgiving curse. I don't like it.
And these tragic deaths, they really happened?
That's a fact. Hasn't been a natural death in that family for 300 years. If not dead, they went missing. Well, just 5 years ago, the head lady of the manor, Miss Apricot Bakerbell, went missing. They haven't been seen much since then, staying cooped up in their manor. Aside from that, though, all the times I've come here, nothing's really stood out to me as cursed or even remotely spooky. But I keep coming back for their pies. I can't get enough of them.
Oh ho, you can say that again. Their fruit preserves are out of this world.
Who knows? Maybe it's gypsy magic.
Gypsy magic, wouldn't that be something?
Doctor, I hate to interrupt, but we should probably...
Alright. Thanks for the chat. Enjoy your pie.
Oh, there's no way I wouldn't.
At least this all confirms one thing.
How so?
The attack hasn't been made known yet.
And for a company that thrives both on its baked goods and an old legend to drum up tourism, it'd be ridiculous to keep werewolf sightings under wraps.
Exactly. The publicity, good or bad, would have ponies flocking in droves to either capture the beast or to prove the whole thing's just a stunt. They get curious onlookers and more business to their shops. It would be marketing genius. You'd think with all that effort to stage a werewolf attack, news of a werewolf would be out by now.
So why aren't they taking the opportunity?
Maybe something hasn't gone according to plan. Or maybe it wasn't meant to be found yet. We need to get back to Hemlock and your friend.
Wait, before we go, can I get some cakes? The ones those ponies had looked good.
Doctor, move!
Fine. Is it just me, or do unicorns tend to be really pushy?
I swear I got those photos, boss. The werewolf was real. No, stay away from my camera.
Scribble.
It's gonna eat me alive.
Scribble, wake up.
It's just a dream.
Do you suffer from chronic nightmares? There are many reasons for ponies to have them.
No. They've only been happening very recently, actually. I don't know why, though.
From what I gather with your sleep talking, you may be feeling some fear regarding the subject matter of your current assignment. Perhaps the subject of the werewolf combined with the stress of your occupation is causing you to have these night terrors?
It may be the stress from the office, and the legend, yeah. I dreamed the werewolf broke into the office and started hunting me down. But that's ridiculous. I'm sorry for disturbing your work.
No need for apologies. I'm almost finished anyway. Would you like to watch me finish?
Sure, yeah. Might take my mind off all this.
I see the others haven't arrived yet. Very well, I shall wait.
You are free to watch my work alongside Scribble if you'd like.
Perhaps. Your work will suffer if you aren't able to sleep.
Who, me?
Dark circles and drooping eyelids are classic signs of sleep deprivation, as are enlarged red veins within the eye itself. Your shoulders are stiff and your hooves are fidgeting, suggesting that you've become more nervous. A possible indication of caffeine consumption to ward off sleep, or after effects of chronic nightmares. Possibility for both.
Yeah. You're very good at that.
Observation and application of it isn't entirely difficult, but I have to agree with Scribble. You are exceptionally good.
I know. Natural ability. I can see everything, whether I want to or not.
And it's done.
That was amazing! Look at this thing, it looks great! This could have taken months anywhere else, at some sort of over-bloated repair shop, but wow!
Although...
It was a simple malfunction. Nothing some pony with the proper knowledge couldn't fix.
And now I can get the film out and look at my photos. All I gotta do is just take them to my darkroom to develop them.
Darkroom?
Yeah, I have one. Well, technically it's the bathroom in my hotel room.
Fascinating. I'd like to see this darkroom myself. The workings of this device make me curious.
Huh? Well, alright. I don't see why not.
Now, about you, Tick Tock. There's a lot to you, and yet... not. Your knack for inventions and engineering suggests a background in that field, but everything else about you contradicts that. Clean, well-kept hooves, not just washed. Kept safe, not a chip or scrape on them. You keep your hooves very safe, you need them for your craft after all, and yet you have little care for the rest. I see the end of your tail has been burnt off. Running, you do quite a lot of that. Yet your posture, well-mannered is stiff. You've obtained an injury of some kind that has left you a form of paralysis. You've seen battle. Somehow.
Well, you are absolutely correct about everything.
So it seems.
I noticed you have a tattoo on your neck, just under your scarf. Is there any purpose to it?
I was bored. That happens sometimes.
I see.
Now that June and the Doctor have returned,
Nice to see you too, Stones.
I can tell you what I discovered at the Bakerbell Estate.
Wait, we figured out something.
Indeed, but my lead is far more important.
Excuse me?
Just let him go first.
I was greeted at the manor's doors by a maid. Pink coat color, mane and tail in shades of periwinkle and sky blue. Her eyes were a luminous lemon yellow. Her demeanor was typically submissive yet inviting for house staff.
Welcome, sir. I am Evening Primrose. I don't think any pony was expecting company today.
No, I am not expected. I am Hemlock Stones, and I am assisting with a researcher of legends and mythology on the fables surrounding your employer's unique establishment.
What for, sir? If I may ask.
Oh, novels and other romantic rubbish. I'm merely a consultant on the matter. Is there any pony I may speak with? My assistants and I were to meet with Miss Bakerbell. However, she missed our rendezvous.
Which Miss Bakerbell? Miss Raspberry? Or Miss Hazel?
The youngest.
That would be Miss Hazel.
Thank you. Her name escaped me. Have you, by any chance, seen her? All through my act, the maid seemed unperturbed by my words. She followed every leading line I made easily. It was almost too perfectly mundane and sincere.
I'm afraid I haven't. I hope nothing is wrong.
At last, some alteration in her voice. Her mannerisms changed from placid and assisting to nervous, more deflecting.
Perhaps you could return again.
Unfortunately, this is my only time my associates and I have. Perhaps I could inquire about Miss Hazel with her father, Mr. Chestnut Bakerbell.
Mr. Bakerbell is quite busy, but I can bring you to his sister, Raspberry.
That will do. She led me through the mansion. A dreary-looking place with scarce decorations aside from the dreary painted family portraits and potted white flowers. Hybrids of some kind, though when I asked about them, the maid was unable to tell me what species they were.
Hold up, why is that important?
Details are important, and one detail I noticed was that these flowers seemed to be of value to the Bakerbell family. They were present in the paintings as well.
Yes, but they have nothing to do with Ditzy or the missing Hazel, do they? Come on then, get to the ant already! Stop stalling! You can't tell me the only thing of importance you found were a bunch of flowers.
Yes. Moving forward, Raspberry Bakerbell was everything you would expect of a unicorn from a paint line. She was reeking of refinement and hubris. There was no doubt in my mind that my presence alone was a nuisance to her, but that did not deter me from my inquiries. So you see, Miss Hazel missed our meeting time, and I wanted to inquire as to her whereabouts.
And why do you expect me to know where that silly girl is off to? It isn't unusual for her to forget. She's never been the brightest thing, you know. She's probably playing with her brother Basil.
Oh, can you tell me more about Basil? Perhaps where they might be playing?
Oh, he is about as disappointing as Hazel. A ridiculous daydreamer with no backbone. I don't care where either of them are. I am the only one here who gets things done without any distractions. And you, sir, are a distraction.
I apologize, but I have reason to believe something has happened to Hazel. So if you could be of any help.
Happened to her? Hazel's always been a finicky, air-headed young filly. But even still, I doubt she would talk to the likes of you about the family legend. You're just another one of those fanatics trying to make a mockery of our family's legacy with nonsensical fantasy. It's all rubbish. A blot on our name, really.
Then why sell it?
Primrose.
Yes, miss.
Escort Mr. Stones off the premises immediately.
Of course, miss. Sir, if you could please follow me.
It was evidently clear to me that Raspberry was hiding something. Her body language was what gave her away. I had reason to believe she knew something about Hazel's disappearance after all. Not only that, but the legend in particular seemed to be a touchy subject. It was obvious, however, that she would not budge from her stance, so I complied, and allowed the maid to lead me out. Not without questioning her, of course. Houseworkers, I found, have often been the most reliable sources of information in cases such as this one.
I'm sorry about that. Miss Raspberry really isn't fond of visitors.
Or her own niece and nephew.
She's always been hard on the poor dears.
But you seem to have better opinions of them. How long have you known them?
I've been with this family since they were very small. I even acted as a nanny on a few occasions.
Then, in your opinion, what are the siblings like?
Oh, they were both always fairly timid. There's a lot of expectation on them in this family. Basil is a sweet thing, though. He sometimes insists on helping me with house duties. He hardly speaks with any pony else but me. Hazel, though. She's been reaching that rebellious age. Why, just this morning she was having an argument with her father. Oh, I mustn't speak of private family matters like this. I apologize.
I understand. But can you tell me where they think Hazel might be right now?
Do you think she's run away?
I believe she may be in danger. Or worse.
Oh, no. I'm sure there must be some other reason she didn't meet up with you. I couldn't bear if something terrible happened to her.
That is why I need you to tell me anything you might know.
Not here. I couldn't. If you find me in an hour, I can meet you at the private garden gate. I can tell you what I know then. That is, if no pony finds her by then.
I agreed to meet with her again, and we said our farewells. The manor felt ominous as I left, as if it were watching with dark secrets just behind the walls.
Oh, the curse! The Bakerbell curse! It's the curse, isn't it?
The only role this curse has in this is that it's being used to cover up the real crime here. If it was really just the curse, then why are other ponies disappearing besides the Bakerbells themselves?
Well, maybe the curse is more about the land and less about the family? Come on, there has to be something to the curse.
I've studied curses extensively. Curses don't work like that. I refuse to overlook what can very easily be a pony's own doing just because there are rumors of hocus-pocus surrounding the area.
Humph. Well, I have another tidbit of information that could be useful. From what June and I found, it looked like a lot of ponies staying here are having sleep problems. Bad dreams. And I think most of those bad dreams involved a legend.
Scribble was just having a werewolf nightmare earlier.
What? You mean I'm not the only one?
There were quite a few ponies who were sleep deprived when we were asking them questions.
It must be a coincidence. They market the legend so much that it's bound to give ponies bad dreams about it. Did you find anything else of use?
Oh, that was useful! You can't just ignore—
We think the werewolf attack on Hazel was some sort of publicity stunt to get the public riled up about the legend.
Now that is some logic I can get behind. That would leave us with either the workers of the estate or the family themselves as potential culprits.
I still think the legend and the nightmares have something to do with all this, and the answers are at the manor.
Well, one thing I can agree with is that the manor is where we need to focus next. I have a meeting with the maid soon. June, if you would accompany me.
I'm going with you too.
Fine, but don't pester her about the curse.
That all depends on what we find out.
Lovely.
Don't worry, I'll keep him under control.
Hey!
I'm going to help Scribble with his photos.
Thank you, Tick Tock.
Then it's all been settled. Come along, to the manor.